Greetings, my name is Thuy B and I'll be the first member of Group 8 to present our group's assignment, risk and return. Here is the group members list. And this is the table of contents that will be in this presentation. First, let's talk about the VN Index, more specifically, the VN Index, close price and rate of return. Overall, VN Index's price has risen to almost 8 times throughout the course of the period, with a yearly average return of 16.63%. The highest percentage of annual return of VN Index was 40.58% in 2017. VN Index's price started high at the beginning of 2018, but quickly decreased after that, which consequently resulted in a negative annual return. Its prices in 2019 hovered around 100 million Vietnam dong, with the highest price in February, resulting in a more optimistic annual return of 7.76%. Last year, due to the COVID-19 outbreak, the months January, February, March, June and July recorded a negative monthly rate of return. However, the price then vastly recovered in the last 2 months of 2020. And most recently, in the first half of this year, Vietnam's benchmark VN Index rose 34.51%. Lastly, 2021 prices were ranging from 500 million to 900 million Vietnam dong, with the highest price in April, but then quickly decreased to half due to the biggest COVID-19 outbreak to ever happen in Vietnam.
So my name is V and I will present about the total risk and systematic risk of VN Index. As can be seen from the graph, VN Index standard deviation remains around 0.45%, was measured the total risk of stock over the 61 months. In addition, the index stock had a better coefficient on weight equal to 1 in the market portfolio, but measured the movement of the stock.
Hello everyone, my name is Vũ, and I'll talk about the DMC, which is Petro Vietnam Camel Fertilizer Choice Stock Company. First, about introductions. The business of this company is about fertilizers, and I'll talk about a little about history. So, DMC was established in 2011, and it's proud to be the leading and only producer of opaque urea fertilizer in Vietnam. After 5 years of operations, the product brand Camel Fertilizer Golden Pure Seed has become the #1 choice for farmer in Mekong Delta, as well as being used more and more widely in Vietnam. Other regions in the domestic market, it continues to expand overseas markets with the export of more than 118,000 tons of quality urea products to Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, Bangladesh, and other markets. DMC will continue to invest in research and development step by step by launching new product lines in the directions of being environmentally friendly for sustainable development of Vietnam agriculture. In December 11, 2014, it officially IPO at Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, and 1 month later, in January 15, it officially changed the form of operations to the Joy Stock Company. In March 31, the same year, the company shares were officially traded on Host. Continue to stock price and rate of return. The stock price of DMC climbed up from 403,000 Vietnam dong to 9 to 94,226,918 Vietnam dong over a period of 5 years, with a positive average annual return of 22.63%, shows that DMC is proficient long-term investment. During a time in the range of 2016 half of 2018, stock price fluctuated at lowest point, then experienced a significant increase in the second half of 2020, despite the pandemic, and have continued improving up to 2021 due to the fertilizer price in the domestic and world market continuously increased in the first 6 months of 2021, according to the Fertilizer Association of Vietnam (FAV). In the Vietnam market, the price of manufactured fertilizer increased from about 8% to 9 to 5 to 55%, depending on the type, especially urea fertilizer increased by 55%. Other fertilizer increased like DPA fertilizer by 35 to 50%, and so on. Moving to total risk and systematic risk, the money return of DMC was strongly fluctuated and had a high rate compared to the stock of the index in the last 61 months from July 2016 to July 2021. The standard deviation stayed around at 12.3%, which is higher than the market portfolio of 6.45%. Suggests that investing may have a higher risk rate. The beta coefficient systematic risk is less than 1, which is 0.9116. It does not add much risk to the portfolio, but it also does not increase the theoretical probability of higher returns. As a result, investors should consider carefully with the analysis data before deciding to make an investment in this enterprise.
Hello, my name is Wing, and next we're moving to the second company in this group portfolio. It is DBM, a company specializing in selling fertilizer and chemical products. Having founded in 2004, Trade Union of Petro-Vietnam Fertilizer and Chemical Corporation aims at being a leading enterprise in Vietnam and in local regions of producing high-quality products with reasonable prices to serve the national agriculture and industry. In October 2007, the company completed registration procedure to list share on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange and initially listed 380 million shares with 95,000 VND reference price. As for its stock price and rate of return, overall, the price climbed up from 4.8 million to more than 95 million dong over a period of 6 years. The company experienced a significant decrease in the first half of 2020 due to the pandemic. However, the figure reached its peak at 136.8 million in June this year, indicating that the company begins improving in the next 2 quarters. Nextly is the DBM risk. Observing from the graph, the monthly return of DBM was strongly fluctuated compared to the stock of VN Index in the last 61 months. Its standard deviation stayed around at 9.15%, which is higher than the market portfolio of 6.45%, which means it carries higher risk. The beta coefficient is less than 1, only 0.7007, that resulted in a lower percentage of volatility than the market. Therefore, investors should consider carefully when putting money in this company because of its high risk rate but moderate percentage of return.
Hi everyone, my name is Mai Vi, and now I will go to DG World. This is Công ty cổ phần Thế giới số. And now let's move to the brief introduction. In 1997, Hoàng Phương Company Limited was established. It is the predecessor of DG World Choice Stock Company, DGDUC, mainly distributing electronic components with a chartered capital of US $25,000. In 2003, established DigiWorld Corporation became an authorized distributor, service provider for Asia, distributed landmark products, provided quality services. In 2015, officially listed shares on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange (HOSE) as DigiDub. And currently, DigiDub is doing business mainly in many fields like IT or electronic components. Now let's move to the stock price and rate of return. DigiWorld's stock price increased, resulting in 57% positive average annual return. During this time, DigiWorld stock hit a peak in June 2021, the highest price the firm had in previous 6 years, even though Vietnam was through one of its most difficult periods during COVID-19 pandemic. DigiDub's annual average return over the last 5 years is 57%, with it greater than the market AAR, 60.39%, indicating that it had the best long-term performance. As a result, according to the AAR, investors should put their money into DigiDub, which can yield better profits. Let's move to total risk and systematic risk. DigiDub stock has a high rate of return when compared to VN Index during 61 months from 29 July 2016 to 26 July 2021. DigiDub standard deviation is nearly double the market, 6.45%, implying that DigiDub has a higher risk than investing in. DigiDub beta coefficient is more than 1, indicating that DigiDub security rights are theoretically more variable or riskier than the market. Finally, if you decide to invest in DigiDub, keep in mind that it has high total risk as well as high systematic risk.
Greetings once again. My name is Thủy Vi, and now I'm going to be presenting about the Cửu Long Pharmaceutical Joint Stock Company. Cửu Long Pharmaceutical Joint Stock Company was founded in 1976. The company was equitized and officially converted into a joint stock company in August 2004 and was legally turned into a joint stock company on January 1st, 2005. With the name Cửu Long Pharmaceutical Joint Stock Company. DCL shares were officially inaugurated and traded on the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange on September 17, 2008. And here are some of the company's business line, sectors, industry that they are in operation. Now let's moving on to the company's stock price and rate of return. The stock price of Cửu Long Pharmaceutical has fluctuated moderately throughout the past 6 years, with a surging initial period of stock price and then ended the period with a stable and level of stock price. The blooming period was in August and September 2016. Because the Vicimco's medical equipment sales of the company remarkably grew and the pharmaceutical segment increased slightly compared to the previous year also. From September 2017 to March 2021, the company incurred a plummet in stock price due to a series of stocks have dropped to the bottom after the strong impact of the Vietnamese stock VN Index lost 50 points. Many mid-cap stocks also hit the 2-year bottom like DCL. And finally, the company ended the period with a slight rise in April and May 2021. Next up is the company total risk and systematic risk. The monthly return of DCL was more significantly oscillated compared to the stock of VN Index in the last 6 years. DCL's variance is much higher than its market portfolio, respectively 2.18 and 0.0041. The standard deviation of DCL stays around 1.476, which is nearly 23 times higher than that of the market portfolio. This indicates a higher risk rate carried by DCL. With regard to the total risk, DCL is the highest among 5 companies in the group portfolio, with a beta coefficient standing at 1.548. DCL stock has a high risk rate but generates a weighty percentage of return. As a result, investors may experience a high return rate, but along with that is a higher risk compared to the market.
Hello everyone, my name is Fee and today I will present about the FPT Corporation. So the first one is the introductions about the RIF company. So FPT Corporation was established in 1988. Formerly known as the Corporation of Financing and Promoting Technology. In 2002, FPT Corporation was placed into the activity and the model of joint stock. In December 2006, the organization was listed on the Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange. Next one, the company was officially renamed by FPT Corporation in 2008. After 10 years, the business of the company is being expanded and had operations in 45 nations and areas in 2018. The market capitalization is about the $1.37 billion in 2019, which is one of the greatest among the non-state entities. And the company course business center around the two principal areas as the information technology, telecommunications, and allocations. So when the coronavirus pandemic took the place, corporation will still remain the productivity and by the three center factors is software export, telecommunication service, and educations. So the next one we will move to the stock price and the rate of return of FPT corporations. So, beyond the data in the graph, the stock price of FPT Corporation has been increasing from to 4 million 2001 to 540 million 95,000 Vietnam dong, which had a positive average annual returns of 36.7. So in 2018, the stock of foreign investors showed in the Vietnam stock market exceptionally because of the pressures of American-China trade war, a negative annual at 9.30%. In the 2020, the COVID-19 took place and the FPT stock value is declining. But after the pandemic, as the technology sector and the telecom industry, the revenue rose to 17%, increased 65.64% in 2021. To conclude, FPT corporations can be a profitable investment. So we will move to the total risk and the systematic risk. The standard deviation of FPT remained around 7.87%, which is higher than the proportions of the market portfolio at 1.42%. In addition, the stock had a beta coefficient of lower than 1, which is indicated FPT had less systematic risk than the portfolio. To sum up, FPT corporations can be a potential decisions to be invested in. So that's the end of my part. Thank you for listening.
Now let's move to the last part, portfolio. About the stock price and rate of return. In general, the portfolio annual return fluctuates in the same ways as market annual return, except 2019, when the markets rose 15.06%, while the portfolio declined 5.9%. The portfolio annual average return is 185.82%, which is nearly double the market's annual average return of 83.31%. It means if the risk remained the same, it would be more beneficial to invest in the portfolio. Let's move to the total risk and systematic risk. In general, we can observe that from the graph that the variance and standard deviation of all of the stocks we pick are higher than the ones computed from the market. The portfolio variation in particular nearly double the market variance, 0.82% versus 0.42%. As a result of the market portfolio reflection, we may conclude that our portfolio is richer than the overall. Furthermore, the portfolio beta coefficient is nearly 1, which implies that if the VN index climbed 10%, the portfolio rate of return grew 9.197%. In conclusion, the portfolio stock has a higher total risk than the market stock, but a lower systematic risk, indicating that the portfolio has a high amount of unsystematic risk. As a result, investing in a portfolio is more profitable than investing in the stock market. Thank you for listening, and these are our references.